wanted to return to a screen print and really all those beautiful things that you can achieve with that. Also because that changes completely your view on garments. It's not really in your face fashion. It's sometimes very loud, it's sometimes very printed, colorful, embroidered and the whole thing. But in one way or another, in my eyes, it still has something neutral. We don't really have a business plan. It's not that we work like, okay, in 2017 we want to have like a biz line, pre-collection, 50 stores all over the world. It's not in that way, because I always laugh with companies who are doing that, because then you have one plane flying somewhere in a high building and the whole world changes. So we try to catch opportunities. We want to grow, but slowly. For me, it's as long that I enjoy it and that I can control it and that I really have people around me which I like to work with, I'm happy. My store in Paris is quite typical for the way that I like to receive people in my store, to see my world, to discover my world and to show my collection. When we found that space, it was also by coincidence. We were looking for a new showroom, not for a store. And then the person who found this space said like, oh, you have to come over, you're gonna love it. It's an old bookstore, you have a beautiful view, you have the river, you have the Louvre. It's a building with character. By decorating it in a different way, more like my own house is decorated, it really gives kind of that you're entering with somebody and that the sales staff really explain, that you're guests of the sales staff and that they explain you how the clothes are looking and how you can wear them, things like that. That's one way of showing the collection, that's my particular way. I just do my thing. I don't think too much in that way, like, okay, those people are doing these things, so I shall do something different. It's not that I want to create my own specific place in the world. I do things which I like to do, and I take also for myself the freedom to, when I'm bored with something, to change it. It's not because something sells well that I'm gonna reproduce it. I always say when something sold well, that okay, people who wanted to buy it bought it already, so let's surprise them and do something else. In Paris, the windows are very small, so there we just decorate them with some small pieces of antiques on which we can pose like a shoe or a handbag. In Antwerp, it's completely the opposite. We have a store which is on a corner, so we have 8 big windows where we really can tell a story. So there, of course, it's fun to create complete decors and the whole thing to surprise people. I have now a big archive because I'm already like 26 years busy creating clothes, so the archive is quite important. But still, for me, it's referring to these things. It's still like 26 years seems very long, but on the other hand, seems also like yesterday. It seems also very short.